Just tell us about the correlation between the recalls and insurance.
Well, good morning, Lerato. Yes, of course, your insurance cover will not specifically be affected by the recalls as long as the insured or the policyholder takes reasonable care and takes the vehicle in to have it repaired as required in terms of the recall requirement. So, contract not specifically affected, but very important that you adhere to the requirements as set out by the manufacturer.
All right. Now, is your car insurance valid once your car's been recalled?
Your car insurance is certainly valid. I mean, we have a contract with our policyholder, and that contract stands. And what's also important to understand is that should you perhaps have an accident as a result of the defect in the vehicle that has been, what has been identified, that vehicle will still be covered in terms of your insurance contract. We would repair the vehicle, and then we would take our right of recourse against the manufacturer. The other scenario, of course, is that you're not insured, and then it would be, then you would have to take your case to the manufacturer and try and claim from them and their liability policies.
All right. We know that obviously insurers work on questions of the probability of risk. Now, a lot of the recalls have been happening internationally, very few happening locally. But do you start to review insurance policies of all your Toyota or Honda car owners, for instance, because there is a probability that there's going to be trouble in the near future?
Well, certainly not. I mean, I can only speak on behalf of my company, MEA Insurance, and certainly not. We're not looking at that at the moment. The manufacturer or the make of the vehicle certainly plays a part in the calculation of your premium. It's a risk factor that we take into account. But you mentioned just now, and that it's very valid, because we haven't seen a huge volume of claims as a result of the defects that have been identified. So at this point in time, I can't see that we'll see a significant rate increase as a result of the make of the vehicle. And I just have to say that specifically with the big recalls recently with Toyota, the South African insurance industry as a whole has had always good relationships and good results with Toyotas, because it's safe cars and it's reasonably cost effective to repair. So I can't see that we'll see a significant premium increase as a result of this.
All right. Now we're talking about existing insurance clients. What about prospective ones coming through and saying to you, I drive this brand of car and it's been a car that's been in the news headlines for these recalls and these safety issues? Is that going to increase their premiums?
Again, premiums won't be increased, whether it's for existing vehicles or new business on the MEA portfolio. We have not seen a significant increase in the frequency of claims around this. It might change, but currently I can't see that it will have an effect. It's also important to note that owners of Toyotas are probably going to face a reduction in the value of their vehicles. Apparently, the resale values of Toyotas have dropped between 4% and 8% just over the recent weeks. And that will have an impact on your insurance premium, because there is some impact when you reduce the value of your car on the reduction of your premium. So we'll see probably a reduction of premiums on these vehicles.
Okay. Finally, do you have any advice for anybody who's concerned at the moment?
Yes, I do. I think it's very important that you go out and that you attend to the requirements of the recall. Don't leave it for too late. And the main reason is that you should think about your own personal safety, the safety of the passengers and the people around you on the roads. That's why you should do this. If you leave it too late, some insurance companies could argue that you didn't take reasonable care in the event of a loss as a result of the defect. And the responsibility sits with you as the owner of the vehicle to attend to these matters. So I would say take action, keep records of the work that has been done to your vehicle, and finally contact your broker or your insurer if you're not sure on what to do next, and get the information through to them. It's much better to be prudent, proactive, than to try and address it afterwards.